President Donald Trump's dedication to global peace has been unwavering since his first day in office. The People's President, His Excellency Donald J. Trump, a beacon of peace and hope. Part 1 of 2. Continue watching to find out more.
Greetings, enlightened viewers. I am Fiona from the beautiful and proud United States of America. I am thrilled to share a little about my hometown, Washington, D.C. with you. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States, known for its historic sites, picturesque green spaces, and rich cultural and political significance. In the middle of our city is the National Mall, which houses a number of iconic landmarks and museums, such as the Smithsonian Institution Building, the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and the United States Capitol. It certainly is a joy to live here, and I join my talented and generous American co-citizens in wishing you good fortune and happiness every day.
Warning: this footage contains flash photography.
We are grateful to have you with us today on our program entitled The People's President, His Excellency Donald J. Trump, a beacon of peace and hope, Part 1 of 2. Courageous leaders have graced our planet with a sole purpose to make the world a better place. On January 20th, 2017, one such figure, His Excellency Donald Trump, a laureate of a Shining World Peace Leader Award and Shining World Leadership Award for Compassion, was inaugurated as the 45th President of the United States. During his presidency from 2017 to 2021, President Trump made extensive accomplishments with significant influence, implementing strategies and legislation to promote global peace, create economic prosperity, and ensure the well-being of American and the world's citizens. Our most beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, once said to us,
"America needs him. He loves to help his people. The world wants him. He loves to conserve world peace. He should be president multiple times, like some previous presidents in the history of the United States of America."
One of the most notable characteristics of His Excellency Donald Trump's presidency was undoubtedly his strong love for his nation and its citizens. In his State of the Union address, President Trump spoke highly of the American people.
Americans fill the world with art and music. They push the bounds of science and discovery, and they forever remind us of what we should never, ever forget. The people dreamed this country. The people built this country. And it's the people who are making America great again. As long as we are proud of who we are and what we are fighting for, There is nothing we cannot achieve as long as we have confidence in our values, faith in our citizens, and trust in our God. We will never fail. Our families will thrive. Our people will prosper. And our nation will forever be safe and strong and proud and mighty and free. Thank you, and God bless America.
As Commander-in-Chief, President Trump was devoted to establishing peace and stability around the globe. His dedication to preventing and resolving conflicts garnered him several Nobel Peace Prize nominations, including one earlier this year in 2024 by the New York U.S. House Representative, the Honorable Claudia Tenney, who cited the historic and all-important Abraham Accords Declaration. The Abraham Accords are an invaluable series of bilateral agreements between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Morocco, and later Sudan to help normalize diplomatic and economic ties between the countries. In a statement to Fox News Digital, the Honorable Claudia Tenney explained,
Donald Trump was instrumental in facilitating the first new peace agreements in the Middle East in almost 30 years. For decades, bureaucrats, foreign policy professionals, and international organizations insisted that additional Middle East peace agreements were impossible without a resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. President Trump proved that to be false.
Congressperson Tenney went on to say,
the valiant efforts by President Trump in creating the Abraham Accords were unprecedented and continue to go unrecognized by the Nobel Peace Prize Committee, underscoring the need for his nomination today. Now more than ever, when Joe Biden's weak leadership on the international stage is threatening our country's safety and security, we must recognize Trump for his strong leadership and his efforts to achieve world peace. I am honored to nominate former President Donald Trump today and am eager for him to receive the recognition he deserves.
President Trump's foreign policies have long been devoted to establishing peaceful relations with and amongst our international neighbors. He was the country's first president in decades to not start a new conflict. In 2018, President Trump met with dear respected comrade Kim Jong-un in Singapore in what would be known as the Singapore Summit. This historic milestone marked an unprecedented meeting between a leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and the United States. The summit also initiated important dialogues of peaceful relations and denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. President Trump's tireless efforts for reconciliation between Seoul and Pyongyang garnered him a Nobel Peace Prize nomination in 2018 by the Honorable Christian Tybring-Gjedde, a member of the Norwegian Parliament. President Trump was the first sitting president to enter the Democratic People's Republic of Korea's demilitarized zone, marking a monumental milestone.
Good to see you again. I've never expected to meet you at this place. Do you feel Excellency take a step forward? You will be the first U.S. president to cross the border.
In the Balkan region, President Trump strengthened peace by facilitating economic normalization between Serbia and Kosovo. He further negotiated a deal for Kosovo to have peaceful and economic ties with Israel. President Trump's dedication to global peace has been unwavering since his first day in office.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
We have a president who actually fulfilled the promises he made during the campaign, securing the border to foreign policy.
He now has a record as president that's pretty damn impressive.
The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way, and I will never be moving. On November 5th, 2024, justice will be done. We will take back our country, and we will make America great again.
Welcome back to the People's President, His Excellency Donald J. Trump, a beacon of peace and hope, part 1 of 2. Another highlight of President Trump's leadership was that our nation enjoyed a prosperous economy. The unemployment rate in the United States dropped to its lowest in 5 decades, at 3.5%. By bringing factories and industries back to the U.S., President Trump helped create over 1.2 million manufacturing and construction jobs. As such, income for middle-class families rose around $6,000 US. The president additionally bolstered the nation's economy by striving to make America energy independent. The United States even became a net energy exporter for the first time in almost 70 years. Through President Trump's energy policies, most American families experienced an annual savings of $2,500 US due to lower electric and fuel prices. Another significant achievement during President Trump's term was that not only did he provide more jobs for the American people, he implemented the largest tax reform package in history, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. This legislation yielded much-needed tax relief to millions of working and middle-income Americans. By doubling the standard deduction and child tax credit, hardworking Americans were given more money in their pockets to provide for their families. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act also had a positive impact on education. It enabled parents to utilize up to $10,000 US from a 5 to 9 education savings account to fund their children's public, private, or religious school K-12 education. President Trump's tax reform had remarkable outcomes, including the reduction of the corporate tax rate from a staggering 35% down to 21%. As a result of the tax decrease, over 400 companies offered either wage increases, new hiring, new investments, and/or other benefits. Companies in America were therefore able to retrieve more than $1.5 trillion US in profits from overseas. President Trump also created the very first White House position focused on the fight to end the human trafficking that occurs across the nation.
My administration is putting unprecedented pressure on traffickers at home and abroad, and we are freeing innocent victims at every single turn. I was proud to be the first commander-in-chief to attend a meeting of the President's interagency task force established by the Trafficking Victims Protection Act of 2000. In November, I was also the first president to sign an executive order to establish a task force on missing and murdered American Indians and Alaska Natives. Just signed it. And this has a very special focus on women and girls. That's an incredible thing that's been happening. We look forward to launching these principles in the coming months. And we will not rest until we've stopped every last human trafficker and liberated every last survivor.
The most powerful daily prayer for any time and before meditation, which is the order from God, and Supreme Master Ching Hai shares with us by His blessed grace.
We humbly worship, praise, thank, obey, and love God Almighty, the Most High, the greatest, for world vegan, world peace, and our soul liberation. We thank, love, praise the only Son of God, who is the ultimate Master for our salvation. We follow the teaching of all the saints and sages. We thank, love, and praise them, who are the representatives of God for our spiritual elevation.
His Excellency Donald Trump's love for his country and its citizens, and his determination to uphold the core values of humanity are evident in the legislation he executes and the causes he supports. He was the first president ever to attend the March for Life, a pro-life demonstration, and has often spoken about the importance of human life, regardless of age.
We cannot know what our citizens yet unborn will achieve, the dreams they will imagine, the masterpieces they will create, the discoveries they will make. But we know this: every life brings love into this world. Every child brings joy to a family. Every person is worth protecting. And above all, we know that every human soul is divine, and every human life, born and unborn, is made in the holy image of Almighty God.
We are so grateful to have you with us today on our program entitled The People's President, His Excellency Donald J. Trump, A Beacon of Peace and Hope, Part 2 of 2. Courageous leaders have graced our planet with a sole purpose to make the world a better place. On January 20th, 2017, one such figure, His Excellency Donald Trump, a laureate of a Shining World Peace Leader Award and Shining World Leadership Award for Compassion, was inaugurated as the 45th President of the United States. During his presidency from 2017 to 2021, President Trump made extensive accomplishments with significant influence, implementing strategies and legislation to promote global peace, create economic prosperity, and ensure the well-being of American and the world's citizens. Our most beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, once said to us,
America needs him. He loves to help his people. The world wants him. He loves to conserve world peace. He should be president multiple times, like some previous presidents in the history of the United States of America.
President Trump passed legislation to enable Americans access to affordable health care, as well as to lower prescription drug prices for the first time in over half a century.
So today I'm taking a bold and historic, very dramatic action to reduce the price of prescription drugs for American patients and American seniors. Drug lobbyists, special interests in foreign countries freely ripped off our citizens. Under the last administration alone, drug prices rose a staggering 55%. Thanks to my administration's aggressive action since taking office, we have successfully lowered drug prices for the first time in 51 years. But this reduction is still not close to what I want, what I expect. The third revolutionary order I'm signing today will prevent middlemen. Some people say they don't do anything. Nobody even knows who they are. But the middlemen are making a fortune, and pharmacy benefit managers and people are just bilking Medicare patients with these high drug prices while they pocket gigantic discounts. Some very rich people are not going to like me very much today, I can tell you.
During your presidency, President Trump, my premiums have decreased exponentially. Prescription drugs that I used to budget for myself are at $150 a month is now $15 a month.
I can tell you the Vice President and I were traveling in Pennsylvania. We had a gentleman that came up to us and he showed us his insulin and he said, "You're going to save me $5,000 a year." So thank you, President Trump, for your leadership.
Thank you very much. Great job. That's a great job. Thank you.
Caring deeply for veterans, the men and women who have risked their lives for their country, President Trump worked to ensure that their health needs would be met. He signed and implemented legislation enabling veterans to receive quality care closer to their homes.
The veterans have poured out their sweat and blood and tears for this country for so long, and it's time that they're recognized, and it's time that we now take care of them and take care of them properly.
Veterans were enabled access to same-day emergency mental health care at every Veterans Affairs medical facility. As Commander-in-Chief, President Trump made strides in protecting the health and well-being of Americans, both at home and abroad during the COVID-19 pandemic crisis. His immediate action in combating the virus saved millions of lives. At the start of the pandemic, President Trump declared COVID-19 a national emergency and organized the White House Coronavirus Task Force, including top infectious disease experts, to alleviate the spread of the virus. Billions of essential personal protective equipment, PPE, were distributed to frontline workers. The president also enforced the Defense Production Act more than 100 times to speed up the manufacture of necessary supplies, contracting large corporations to produce ventilators and N95 masks. President Trump, through Project Airbridge, commanded nearly 250 flights to deliver hundreds of millions of PPE, such as surgical masks, N95 respirators, and gloves from overseas to hospitals and medical facilities throughout America. His Excellency Donald J. Trump issued extensive guidelines to ensure numerous safety measures for Americans returning to work. He also strived to protect children and educators. Elementary and secondary schools received over $31 billion in aid to protect against COVID-19 under his term. Moreover, 125 million face masks were distributed to school districts across the nation. Another crisis that President Trump tackled during his presidency was the issue of drugs. Since 2015, the United States has had over 50,000 deaths annually due to drug-involved overdose. President Trump implemented an initiative in 2018 to protect the American people from drug abuse, in particular opioids, which has plagued the country for years.
Effective today, my administration is officially declaring the opioid crisis a national public health emergency under federal law, and why I am directing all executive agencies to use every appropriate emergency authority to fight the opioid crisis.
The Support or Substance Use Disorder Prevention that promotes opioid treatment for Patients and Communities Act was the largest congressional package in overdose prevention of a single drug. He also implemented a plan known as the Safer Prescribing Plan to curb overprescription of opioids within 3 years. During his time in the White House, President Trump championed for secure borders to prevent smuggling and dangerous drugs from entering the United States.
Vegan, good food for good humans.
Righteous viewers, let's take a moment to thank heavens for the justice in our world. We'll be right back here on Supreme Master Television.
For the love of our little ones.
The future belongs to the people who follow their heart no matter what the critics say. We must always remember that we share one home and one glorious destiny. We all bleed the same red blood of patriots. We all salute the same great American flag. Our best days are yet to come.
Welcome back to the People's President, His Excellency Donald J. Trump, a beacon of peace and hope, part 2 of 2. As Commander-in-Chief, President Trump touched the hearts of countless Americans and citizens around the world. He led the United States and our international family forward in peace and prosperity under his courageous leadership, always with resounding faith in God. When asked by a reporter at the 2018 NATO summit in Brussels, Belgium, what his ultimate goal was, President Trump replied,
No more nuclear weapons anywhere in the world would be the ultimate, okay? No more wars, no more problems, no more conflict. Let's find a cure to every disease known to mankind or womankind. That would be my ultimate, okay? And we'll start from there.
Our world, unfortunately, was thrown into turmoil when a apparent-rigged election placed Joe Biden in the White House. As we continue to face widespread conflicts, growing natural disasters, and increasing economic instability under Joe Biden, the future looks bleak. However, a glimmer of hope was had when President Trump announced his re-election campaign in November 2022.
We will achieve a future of prosperity, security, and peace, creating once again the greatest economy in the history of the world. Defending our borders, restoring energy independence, and leading with strength and pride on the world stage. It is time to put America first once more and usher in a glorious new era of faith, family, and freedom. Together, we will save lives, save jobs, and save America. Join me in our unstoppable mission to make America great again.
Many people recognize the good that President Trump has done for the United States as well as the world. The former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, His Excellency Boris Johnson, also a shining world leadership for Caring Award laureate, endorsed President Trump and has stated the world will be more stable under his leadership. Prime Minister of Hungary, His Excellency Viktor Orban, has encouraged American people to vote for President Trump this November, declaring President Trump as the President of Peace, commanding respect around the world and established conditions for peace. He reminded everyone that the Ukraine and Russian conflict will only end peacefully with President Trump's return as head of state. He posted on X, previously known as Twitter.
We need leaders in the world who are respected and can bring peace. He is one of them. Come back and bring us peace, Mr. President.
A surprising endorsement came from Republican Senate leader, the Honorable Mitch McConnell, who stated,
"During President Trump's presidency, we worked together to accomplish great things for the American people, including tax reform that supercharged our economy and a generational change of our federal judiciary. Most importantly, the Supreme Court. I look forward to the opportunity of switching from playing defense against the terrible policies the Biden administration has pursued to a sustained offense geared towards making a real difference in improving the lives of the American people."
One spiritual leader that has recognized President Trump as an instrument of the divine is Sadhu Sundar Selvaraj. He prophesies that His Excellency Donald Trump will become president.
He will be used to clean and purify the nation. As hard as he is, he has been prepared for this. As Cyrus was used to discipline Israel and then to restore Israel, likewise, Trump will be used in the US. He will be used to curb violence. He will be God's mouth and hand for this nation.
Sadhu Sundar Selvaraj also shared an inner vision he received from Lord Jesus Christ, vegetarian, regarding President Trump.
I love him. He is my servant. He will fulfill my will for this nation as well as for Israel.
Our planet is in imminent danger with conflicts, disease outbreaks, threats from a climate crisis, and more. Come this November, may the Most High ensure that His Excellency Donald J. Trump, God's instrument of peace, will once again be elected as President of the United States. May President Trump fulfill his covenant with God by guiding the American people and bringing peace to the world.
Vegan tested positive for animal people love.
Cherished viewers, it was a pleasure to have your company today. May God's love, light, and wisdom continue to shine in every corner of our lives.
Being vegan, having peace, heaven Godspeed.